has just celebrated her 20 years volunteering with us. So she has been at Long Bay longer than I have been. I've only been 15 years. So she was here when I arrived, working on our riparian planting, which is the stream edge below the Vaughan homestead. And also she was part of the dune system planting that we worked on many years ago to establish the Long Bay dunes. And that's been a massive project because that's helped stabilise our dune system to keep our park from being eroded away. So yeah, she's been here a very long time, and I'm at loss for words for how many hours and her passion and dedication for this space.
I love gardening. I come from a farming family. Both my grandfathers were market gardeners. This is my favourite trail. I mean, it really is. It's wonderful. You know, I mean, look at this. You've got to love a prairie. I mean, this is just, they're gorgeous. I think for me, in the beginning, I was desperate to get out into a park. I needed to be in the soil. And then you've come to a stage in life where you want to give back. Any of the plantings that we've got here, we have an initial year when we plant them, and then quite a few, probably about 2 or 3 years where we infill and we work with it. Yeah. We planted together, didn't we?
We did a lot. We had about a core of 10 people planting in this area here for a number of years, 8-10 years overall. Yeah.
What has happened at Long Bay is that we've learnt through trial and error. So for something like, for instance, propinqua, like this is a Coprosma propinqua, and we didn't realise quite how beautifully we could get cuttings from this. So we got a few in that planting, and then we took cuttings, because you know we are a bit greedy, and we got a whole load more, so we did a lot of infill. So this is beautiful, and it loves the wetland, as you can see.
Really nice.
Yeah, we're looking for 2 things: weeds and how our trees have grown. Don't you adore those flowers at this time of the year? Beautiful. And what we've tried to do is, for instance, have a decent, like a pohutakawa. So we've got some really, when we're all long gone, these big pohutakawa and the big pariri and the kaikatea, which are coming up and they're gorgeous, they'll be the ones that actually survive. And these will have done their business, they'll have helped the nursery, and then they'll have built up the various big mamas and papas that are here.
When people come to the park, they mainly think about the recreation side of things, but we've got this massive conservation program as well, and that's where Barbara's passion sits. So she's spent decades now looking after our streams, our dunes. I remember years ago she was doing some propagation for seeds, so she's actually grown hundreds of plants that have been planted out here.
What you're seeing here is what we call 100 acre. The 100 acre planting is basically that. It's a public planting that happens every year, and the public plantings have moved from there, but we did that for very, very many years. And you can see how it's done in groups, and it's really lovely to see the first ones have come up.
I started because there was a public planting advertised, and I thought, I'd like to make a contribution. I'll go along to the public planting, and at the public planting I found out about the volunteers, and I've been here ever since. The reason I come is the satisfaction of seeing the change. It's almost a slow motion thing. I'll come along for months and months, and nothing much is any different. Just keep on planting and planting and planting. I come back in 12 months and suddenly there's growth there, and I come back in 2 or 3 years and I've got a little forest coming away there, and that's the satisfaction I get. I remember standing on this bridge looking out over there and it was just grassland. Grassland with this muddy creek running through the middle. Now I can stand here and I'm in the middle of the bush, and there's still a bit of a muddy creek, but not as muddy, and it's surrounded by the bush and birds, and it's beautiful. And I'd like to think that my grandchildren and great-grandchildren could come along here and enjoy it and say, oh, this is nice, this place.
We're luckier as volunteers that we can come in and we can do what we know we need to do, and we know it's all for the good. We don't have to prove ourselves to anybody except ourselves, and really the trees, they're saying thank you. And also you meet people, and that's all it is.